Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2021 mid-month general readings. We're looking at the last 2 weeks of July 2021. This reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. Welcome everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to be here, watch this video or any of the videos in support of my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all of your likes, shares, hitting that subscribe button, your donations, feedback, comments, reaching out for personal readings. It all makes a difference. Thank you. So this reading is for Scorpio for the last 2 weeks, July 2021. That's if your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Scorpio. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio. Of course, they're general readings, so they're going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs for additional insight and points of view. And if you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can contact me. If you click the description link, that little arrow, you'll see contact details, my email address, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I can usually respond the same day with more information. I offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full-time, so I'm pretty diligent at timely scheduling. So I'd be most happy to hear from you. If you're interested, send me an email. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see what's in store for you last 2 weeks of July. I am using the Deviant Moon Tarot and clarifying with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, we begin with the Four of Swords. Taking a time out, somebody feeling exhausted. With the Two of Cups. Soulmate, kindred spirit, best friends. The Lovers. Decisions about your love life, decisions about a relationship, or a decision that's going to significantly affect the life and or future of this relationship. You know, the Two of Cups is soulmate, kindred spirit, kind of with a basis of friendship and companionship too. The Lovers is, of course, represents that romantic, passionate relationship, although the Lovers, the energy of a relationship as the Lovers can be a bit more tumultuous. And it's interesting because in the Deviant Moon Tarot, it shows the male aspect of the couple as being bitten by a snake on what appears to be his heel or right around his heel, you know, which is interesting because it evokes for me, you know, your Achilles heel, meaning that while you feel very connected in the Lovers, like with the Two of Cups, there's also a bit of a very high intensity, even addictive or obsessive aspect of it. The Lovers comes with the Eight of Cups. Leaving, walking away, turning your back on something because you want to go find your Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment and abundance. Here, this person is turning away from what the cups represent, which is emotions, love, because it's not fulfilling. May have thought it was fulfilling, but it's not, or it's turned out not to be, or it's run its course. We also have strength, facing fears, doubts, insecurities, wrestling with your shadow self, which is an interesting way of really saying, you know, taking a good hard look at perhaps what your level of responsibility and accountability in a situation is, which can be difficult, you know. Yes, part of the reason I'm here is because of the choices I've made, and it can be difficult to look at that, you know. And it takes a lot of strength, wisdom, courage, humility to do that. But those are also qualities you gain more of that are strengthened by going through that process. Strength comes with the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the hard work, nose to the grindstone card. It's like working to find the strength to make a decision about a primary relationship or your love life. Could be a choice between two people. But it's having, it looks like taking time out to examine this relationship maybe feeling tired, like you just maybe feel like, man, I feel so connected to this person. We have the Lovers and the Two of Cups, but I just don't know if I want to keep doing this. There's some kind of, it feels like there's some kind of toxic element, and even though it also feels like with the Eight of Cups kind of clarifying the Lovers, that there's a decision that needs to be made and you're reluctant to make it as well, or reluctant to look at I mean, the Lovers is a more passionate, fiery energy than the Two of Cups. You have both elements here, which is maybe why part of what you don't want to look at is the fact that I feel this way. Here's my emotions. My head is telling me, look, this isn't good for you. This isn't fulfilling for you, but it's difficult to look at that. And it's taking a lot of strength to be able to look at that. I get this feeling kind of you may be withdrawn at this time from your partner. You just may not be talking, or this just may be a general underlying feeling of feeling like a decision is coming up that needs to be made. You know it needs to be made. There's something perhaps not quite right about this relationship. Maybe it hasn't been for a while, but it's difficult. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. That's the general focus and energy. So they're showing up as a fire sign male. It could be a female, or it could be somebody that just manifests like this dynamic, charismatic King of Wands. So this is the focus of what the relationship is, or the primary focus. The very next card would have been the Chariot, but I'm going to take that because it fits with what I'm feeling with the rest of this reading. I mean, the Chariot is a really difficult victory. The Chariot, I mean, if you think about Chariot in Roman medieval times, is always my analogy. You know, there's no tie, there's only one winner, and it's a pretty brutal. You might get run over 9 times, but it's that 10th time you stagger on that you win. But not everybody can do it because it represents, you know, winning at all costs, no matter how high the cost is, no matter how much you get hurt in the process too. But it's really difficult. I mean, the Chariot and the Four of Swords here, the Four of Swords is rest, recuperation. Usually shows up when somebody's feeling just kind of tired and worn out. It's like, you know, this feels, Scorpio, like a relationship that's just, it's so hard. It's kind of too hard. You've been invested in it, I think, for quite some time. And I think that the truth of it, there's something cyclically negative in it, meaning something that's a real unhealthy aspect of this, maybe several unhealthy aspects, but at least one. And while you know it's unhealthy, you feel so connected to the person, or you've invested so much into the person, that it's difficult to look at the reality, right? In my emotions, which are mercurial and not all that reliable, want me to stay here, which is also a kind of an addictive element. But my head is saying, yeah, but the truth is this thing that's unpleasant is going to keep going around and around and around again. And I feel just kind of a sense of weariness, you know, that if you make a decision to leave this relationship, that it's going to hurt, you know, and there's all of those, you know, that time and that history and those memories and all of that kind of stuff. And it's difficult to look at that head on. You may vary between looking at it realistically and then distracting yourself from it, right? Because it does take a lot of strength and courage and work at this. And it's hard. I feel like you're like, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. Let's clarify. I'm going to clarify that King of Wands and the Chariot. I mean, technically the Chariot can represent a success, but it's success that comes from, you know, at the end, if you win, you know, everybody else is bleeding, maimed, dead in the sand, and you're probably covered with wounds too. So is it worth it? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, is sticking it out really worth it here because the path is so hard? The Chariot again. The Four of Swords again. Wow. So we have the Chariot twice. And we have the Four of Wands twice as well, which really speaks to why I'm feeling this sense of almost overwhelming sense of weariness, because the Four of Swords is taking a temporary withdrawal from a battle because you need to rest, recuperate, gain a different perspective. You're tired, you're worn out, and you're exhausted. Yeah, it's tough. And that's basically, that's basically the gist of the reading, right? There's a choice that needs to be made in your love life about your relationship life. You feel very connected to this person. Clarify the Four of Swords, but you're tired of the merry-go-round, whatever that merry-go-round is to you. Like overwhelmingly tired, which probably is an indication of how long it's been going on and how cyclical it is. Like this is a relationship full of highs and lows and highs and lows and highs and lows. And after a time, you start to wonder if it's worth getting on the ride, right? Clarify the Four of Swords. What are you taking a temporary withdrawal from or withdrawal from? What are you tired of? The Five of Wands, the same argument, going around and around and around again. Nobody winning, nobody losing, because everybody thinks they're right. Everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to have the last word. Nobody wants to let go, elevate, reconsider. Clarify the Lovers. The Four of Cups. Here's that toxic element, the Devil. So there's a decision, crossroads, relationship. It looks like somebody is... So there's a cyclical, toxic, meaning not good for you element to this relationship. But there's also an addictive element to this relationship, right? I mean, it's obvious from the Lovers and the Two of Cups. But the Devil is about temptation through, enslavement, entrapment through temptation. There's something alluring, emotions. The Four of Cups, but somebody's not all that interested. One person is getting an offer, the other person is looking at it and thinking, I don't know. I don't think that I'm interested, whatever it is, that's the bone of contention or the primary bone of contention in this relationship, Scorpio. I feel like you love this person loves you or wants you, or, there's obviously this strong connection. And they're like, okay, this, that, and the other thing. And you're like, yeah, but this represents the same thing. There's the same element, the same thing, and nothing, there's this aspect that isn't good for me. It's unhealthy and I don't like it, or it's painful. And here you are saying, well, we're fine, or we can continue, or whatever. And you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if I want to continue this cycle anymore. I don't think I'm all that interested in it. Clarify the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles twice. So work, putting in the hard work. The Three of Wands, which is feeling more optimistic, hopeful, and positive about the future because you're starting to see your efforts paying off. But this is clarifying what you're turning away from. Yeah. It just feels like, the other person, and you can reverse this too, is saying, yeah, but we're so good. What about this and what about that? And what about these other things? What about the trips we take and all of this kind of stuff? All of the things that prior always sucked you right back in. But now you're like, yeah, I don't know, because I always find myself back in the same place again with you, right? It's like a toxic roller coaster ride. The highs are high and the lows are lows. And after a time, I think, especially as we get older, we become less inclined to think about wanting to get back on the ride again. And it may have been, too, for some of you, Scorpio, that this relationship went through a bit of a lull or a quieter time. That could have been because of the pandemic or something, where it actually felt more even. Maybe if this person had a habit of coming and going and coming and going, coming and going because of the pandemic, they stayed, right? But now that things are opening up again, it's back to the same thing, and you're like, I just don't think I have it in me anymore. Clarify strength. Strength in the Eight of Pentacles. It's hard. It's hard to take a look at this. There's a reluctance. Justice and strength again. Wow, look at these repeating cards. The Chariot twice, the Four of Wands twice, the Devil, strength twice, justice. This speaks about how hard it is to take a look at the truth of things, how hard it is to, this is about seeing what the right thing is to do based on what the facts are, not on emotions, right? A judge in a courtroom doesn't make decisions based on emotions. A judge in a courtroom makes decisions based on what actually is, right? And that can be difficult to do because you have to set your emotions aside. You can't look at it through the filter of your emotions because it colors everything, right? It distorts the truth. And it speaks to how connected you feel to this person and that addictive element, because it's really, really hard for you to take a look at this and make what might, for many of you, be the decision that the best thing for you would be not to be in this. And how difficult that healing process, separating yourself in that healing process would be. Because I think, Scorpio, that probably once you reach this, it probably might take you longer than other people to reach this point, but once you do walk away, you know it's kind of done. You might not be prone to be one of those people that goes back, right? All right, let's end with some advice, guidance, message cards from Spirit for Scorpio. The World, the last major arcana card. This is a card of graduation, of leveling up, moving on to new horizons and new opportunities. The Three of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, getting help or support from other people. Could be spiritual as well. The Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, separation, pain. The Three of Cups, friendships, kindred spirits, socializing, having fun, but with people that you feel is like you're connected with, positive connections in your community. We have three threes here. With the World and the Six of Pentacles, which is bestowing a gift or gift giving. Sometimes a breadcrumb card, but I feel here it's literally a gift of people's time, love, attention, laughter, fun. I feel like, especially during this time, Scorpio, you need to get out and connect with people. Connect with, if you have a specific maybe church or religious path or community, or just positive connections in your social community groups, your tribe, your folks, your people. Not just to seek out advice and guidance, there's that element too, but just to connect and experience the healing kind of joy of being with people that make you laugh, that you feel connected with, that you share common bonds with. Because that can be very healing, especially when you're going through a difficult time or an uncertain time. It's like aloe vera on a sunburn, feeling like you're not alone and you're not going to be alone, right? Looks like Spirit is advising most of you to kind of move on, but it looks like a very difficult, challenging thing to do. Okay. Cancer, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of July. I hope they were helpful to you. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. And again, if you would like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, click on the description link below for contact details. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August general readings. Until then, stay well. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.